Hi everyone, I am back with more Hobonichi goodness today, and this is really for all of you out there who have asked, what in the world am I doing with all of my Hobonichis? I did have a plan before I bought them, but of course you can't be 100% until you actually get them in your hands. As you know, I originally ordered on launch day. I didn't have any more plans to order for this year, but I did see a week's review. And when I saw that review, I knew that I just needed to order that for a specific purpose. And that's really what triggered my second order with Hobonichi for this year. So let's go ahead and get started with this. I like to write things down and label things and do my notes on Post-its, so I kept these on here. I'm a very visual person, so I thought I would keep those on for you visual learners out there as well. As you can see, this is going to be my YouTube video planner. And I'll be honest, when I was watching videos all these years and people would mention that, I would think to myself, like, do you really need to have a planner for that? And the answer is yes. I try to have well thought out videos that I try to at least share some knowledge and maybe help somebody. And that does take some thought and some effort. So the answer is yes, you do need a planner. I have been doing my planning right now in my traveler's notebook, and I'm just getting to the point where I'm kind of outgrowing that with my YouTube. I need more room. And so when I saw that review on the weeks, I knew for sure that this would work perfect for that. So as you can see, I just have a silver pen clip with the free Hobonichi pen. I don't need any more than the 3 colors. And the yearly right here, I think I'm just going to mark a dot on the days that I actually post. And then the year overview right here. I'm just going to have a 2-color system where I'm just going to mark out when I actually recorded a video and when I actually posted. I try to record and post on the same day, but that doesn't always happen, as you know. And so that's just going to be a nice overview there. The month is where I'm going to write down, I want to do this specific video on this particular day. So I can have that at a glance. As you can see, I also try to have kind of a focus for the month. My first bookmark is right here. And then when you get to the weeks, this is where I'm going to take this monthly and just go to the week and see if it's still going to work for that specific day. Sometimes I've had to scrap an entire week, or I'm just not feeling something, or something else is just a lot more exciting to me that I want to share. So this is where I'm actually going to figure out what I will post on a specific day. And right here is where I will post if I have, or write down if I have to do any research notes, or if I have to gather some supplies together, you know, those kind of organizational things for the video will go right here. And then I just have that marked with my pencil board with the Nice Today tab. And then the second and last bookmark will be on the specific note page that I'm on. Right now, how I'm working it, and it's working out great, is I just put the video name at the top, and here's where I have my outline and all the bullet points, the main points that I want to bring up, anything like that. And it's generally is a page per video. Some videos that are longer, of course, are going to have 2 pages. And then towards the end here, I have 6 pages set aside for video ideas. And this is really just because I don't remember unless I write them down for the most part. I can't tell you how many times I have said, what was that great idea? And I just forgot to write it down. So 6 pages for that. And then I have the last 12 pages set aside for 1 per each day, or each month. I just list the month at the top, and then it ends up being about 12 to 15 videos per month. And then I will just list out what I want to do, and I will correlate that back with the monthly calendar. So that's my YouTube video planner. Then my A6 English is, as you can see, going to be a gratitude journal. This is one of those things, I didn't buy it for that. My pen is stuck on, there we go. I didn't buy it for that, but when I got it, that's what really spoke to me. And really it's because this is the only planner that has the date stamped on it. So really it just kind of makes it seem like it's more for archival purposes. As you can see, I have the gold clip, and this is my mini TWSBI. I plan on using 1 different color ink per month. I don't have any ink in here right now because I want to use those J. Urban gold fleck inks so you can't really store it in here because it'll mess up the nib if you're not using it every day. So when it gets, end of November-ish, I will put ink in here so I can start using it in December. And then for this one, right here, I just want to circle the date if I actually did the gratitude for the day. I think there's a lot of science behind a gratitude journal, and I want to make sure that I'm doing it every day. I think that's really important for me. And then right here, I haven't nailed down specifically, but what I'm thinking is just I will put in a positive word or a line that happened for the day, so something positive that happened, which is a little bit different than gratitude. Then on the monthly, as you can see, I've really just let my, I think, education slide since I'm not in school anymore. So I want to do a vocabulary word and the meaning. I do have small handwriting, so this should work for me. But again, I think this is something that I would go back and reference like I would the gratitude. So I think that's why I feel like it's okay to put in here. And then on the daily, as you know, it has a blank lined page before the month. So as you can see, I want to do some kind of a positive quote, a scripture, a poem, something like that, where the key is I want to memorize it. So I want to look at this every single day, and by the end of the month, I want to be able to have it memorized. This doesn't come with bookmarks, so the pencil board is perfect for that, so with the Today tab. And then on the daily pages, I want to do 3 to 5 things. 3 being the minimum, but I really want to shoot for 5. And because of the way the English version is set up, it doesn't have that timeline down the side, and it just has that menu icon, so I can easily ignore that. And it also doesn't have checklists. So this really doesn't speak to me as a planner. It speaks more as a journal. And this is more of along the lines of we're all looking for the perfect planner. We're also looking for the perfect notebooks and perfect journals. I do have other gratitude journals, but they really just haven't worked for me. And I think with this great Tomoe River paper, it's going to be really awesome, as well as the graph paper and the size. Sometimes when you look at a page, at least for me, the size is so overwhelming, and I think I have to fill the entire page, where this page, with it only being like 4 by 6, it's not overwhelming to me, and I don't have any problems with those kinds of feelings on this page. So I'm really excited to use that as a gratitude journal. The second one is my A6 with the cover and the cover on cover. I said originally I wasn't sure how, I didn't like the covers, and I wasn't sure how they were going to work for me. So here's how they're going to work. As you can see, this is going to be my home and family planner. And this just has some notes on how I wanted it to work. But with it being the plastic, I wanted to be able to put something behind that plastic. I have noticed that I get really, I guess bored is the word, with looking at the same planner cover for the entire year. And I think having something like this is really going to alleviate that problem. So as you can see, I have a printable here, and that's how I'm going to use it. I think I will probably change these out at least quarterly, if not monthly. And Pinterest is my best friend here for these kinds of things. So this one right here, and again, this is kind of how my brain works. I bought the nice basic classic black because for me it looks like a frame. That's just how my brain just automatically goes. So it kind of frames these printables that I'm going to have on here. This is the Fly Lady. It's her entire system, the monthly, the daily, the weekly, all of that is right here on this printable. And I hate to do this to you, but unfortunately, Fly Lady made this person remove it from Pinterest. So you're not going to be able to find this printable, and I'm really sad about that. I'm sorry. But I think if you like this kind of idea, just go and find something that works for you, because there's a lot of other great printables out there. The other great thing about having it behind this plastic is what I've done here is I have a wet erase marker. I used purple because that's the Fly Lady color, but you're able to actually write on this and check some things off, and then because it's wet erase, it won't smudge off like the dry erase will. You have to have a wet cloth to erase that. So I really, really like both the design, the functionality of this, as well as, you know, you can have beautiful pictures here. So I really like that. That's the #1 reason why I ended up buying these covers. So let me put that back. As you can see, the pen loops are really big. I can fit both of those pens in there. Let me get that in frame. So I have my uni style fits, and they have 5 colors each. So I've got the 10 colors for color coding, as well as the wet erase marker. On the back here, I have another great quote that I love. This is based on the William Morris quote, but then it also adds "or have the room to store," because you may think something is functional and beautiful, but if you don't have the room to store it, something's got to go. So this is I like this quote a lot better. And then I have just right here on this back storage pocket. I don't foresee myself using this on a daily or even a weekly basis, but this is good for storing a couple more quotes that I have printed out from Pinterest to get ready to switch those out. And then this is going to be like my workhorse planner. I am going to not necessarily carry this out of the house, but it will definitely go around with me all day long to every single room wherever I'm at. Right here, as you can see, I don't really have a lot of storage. I just have 2 different kinds of Post-its and then a couple of motivational stickers right here. I have all of my stickers organized in those sticker binders, so I don't foresee that I'm going to use this for a lot of storage, but it is good for a couple things, as you can see. I have some more printables here, and this is really because this is my weekly booklet. As you can see, this screamed food log to me. Because of the way that it's set up, it's also nice and portable. I am going to keep mine here, but if I'm going to be gone for an entire day or out of town or whatever, I can take this with me and just throw it in my bag, and it hardly takes up any room at all. It's so thin and so small. So I love this size. The pages are set up, it's literally just the weeks. I like that it has the 2 boxes up here, so I can put like no eating after 7 and check that off, or whatever else my goals are for that day or for that week. I also like the timeline, because what I've noticed with myself is not only is it important what I'm eating, but also what time I am eating. And then at the very bottom here, I can just put like a synopsis of how I'm feeling for that day or how that made me feel. And if you don't like it for this, maybe just use it as a exercise or a mood tracker or whatever it is. But I think it's just really great for that kind of thing. And then I also put my most favorite and important quote about food is that it can be either medicine or poison. Because it has this textured cover, I use double stick tape. And I also like that as soon as I open this up, that's going to be the first thing I see, because it needs to be in the forefront of my mind. Then, of course, I have my Avec here. And naturally, since it's the 2 6-month booklets, I just have the January to June. I've got the other ones stored till I need it. And this is going to be just where all of the down and dirty planning happens. This is going to be the year at a glance. Is going to be my home and family monthly challenges. I'm getting ready to do No Spend October, which is in a couple days. So that's where this would go, and that's where I would mark my progress, and that if I was successful for the day, I would either do a small sticker or my color coding pens. And it's got 2 spaces between each month. So the top line right above the month right here, that's where I would label the challenge for the month. Right here is, I call it day celebrations, but that's more of like, not the regular holidays, but the ones that's like, National Dog Day, hug your dog, or National Donut Day. Those are the kind of things that I want to write down here, because I want to do those kinds of fun, unique things in my life, but I never know when they're happening. So I'm going to look on their website and write those, pick out one for the day that I want to focus on and write those down, and then translate that into my daily to make sure that we're getting it done. So that's what the year planner is going to be. And then the month planner right here is going to be my entire family's schedule. Even though my kids are grown, their schedules do sometimes affect me. Also my husband's travel schedule, our bills and our paydays. If I have the monthly challenges, if there's something for a specific day that's going to relate to that, like with the no spend, if there's certain things that for that day that need to get done, all of that will go down here on the monthly. So I imagine that's going to get really, really full. So anything else that relates to kind of a schedule type thing that needs to get done will go on this monthly. Then with the daily, this blank page, well, it has a few lines on it, but the blank page mainly is going to be that Inkwell Press hexagons that I've been using. That's going to go on this page, specifically related to my, as you can see, home and family monthly goals. So anything related to that will go here. I can do different color coding, or pick a color for the month that relates to, which is what my plan is, relates to the color for the month, because the colored tabs. So I'll do orange for January. And then this is, as you can see, the nitty gritty. So I've got the things that I want and need to do for the day that I will have. And then what I like to do is go down with a timeline, and every single hour or half an hour, whatever is appropriate, plan on how I want my day to go. Of course, it's not going to go that way, but I want to have like my perfect day planned, because it's going to make my day more successful than if I didn't do any planning like that. This is also going to be where I'm going to put my Martha Stewart teardrops with the specific housework that I want to get either done daily, or if it's bi-weekly or just once a week. That's where all this is going to go, with those Martha Stewart teardrops that I have color coded. Finances is going to be any task related things. So if I need to call our investment company, or go to the bank, or stuff my cash envelopes, count my coins, anything like that was going to go in here as well. So this is going to be a full page. I like the 5 tasks list up here so I can focus on specific things. Also the Fly Lady stuff, KonMari, all that's going to go right here on the plan for the day. So this is going to be plan. I imagine that this is going to get pretty chunky, which I'm not super excited about, but I know that it's going to happen because I do want to use stickers and washi in here, which is another reason why I chose the Avec instead of the Japanese version, all in the same book, because I want to be able to kind of just throw this away after the 6 months and not really have to worry about it. There's nothing going to be like super important information in here. Like, I don't need to know that I vacuumed my floor on August 17th, but yet on that day, I want to be able to get that done, if that makes sense. So that's my plan with this one. And then my last one is going to be, of course, my A5 cousin. And as you can see, this is going to be my personal. I have mentioned that I have a lot of things. I have a video on the planning versus tracking. So I have a lot of planning to do as well as a lot of tracking, especially for me personally. So the cousin really spoke to me for that. As you can see, I've got an art on here. So I want to put beautiful art or beautiful quotes that really just speak to me personally. This is from Anam Tariq. She's on Etsy. I will link her below. I think when she first started her art, she had downloads, which is how I got this, and then I was able to just print it out on my own paper. Since then, she's had a lot of issues with people stealing her art and not paying for anything, so she now is sending out signed art. So again, I will link her below, and of course, she's, I'm a blonde, so that's why I picked her. I also loved her because, I want to say this is me, yet I don't walk around like this throughout the day, but I love sunglasses, I love my leather jacket, and I know this is supposed to be a clutch, but since I'm a planner nerd, I'm going to pretend that this really is her planner that she's carrying around. So this really just spoke to me. I love it. And then on the back, I have this picture, which I am religious. That's neither here nor there, but I like that it does speak to me spiritually, as well as this. My best friend and I both love this picture. It also reminds us of Joan of Arc, like grab your sword and go slay the dragon. So I love this picture. I think I bought this at a Christian bookstore, but I think you can buy this online. Again, I'll try and link that. And then same thing with my other one. I've just got some other ones I've printed out. It is okay to say no to unnecessary crazy. Yes, I need a reminder of that once in a while. I love Rise and Shine. Manifesto for Introverts. Yes, please. And then, of course, pineapple. So a few more that I have ready to interchange. This one I have my pink metallic Unifit. Again, 5 colors in there, so this is just feminine. And again, not much in the storage pockets. But look, I was able to find purposes for these teeny tiny pockets down here. They're perfect for these little Post-its. These are 1.5 by 2. And then these are just some Post-it page flags. So I was excited about that. With the Japanese covers being smooth and kind of plain like this, I can foresee myself in the future kind of not decorating this or, you know, crafty scrapbooking type things, but just putting maybe a few stickers on here to decorate. So we'll see as things progress, but let's open up this one. And same thing, this is going to be personal challenges. If I want to work on a specific like personality trait or, you know, exercise type goals or anything to do with related to my health issues, that's going to go on here. Again, just, you know, tracking my progress. This one right here is, again, some more tracking. I can foresee myself, I don't have it nailed down specifically again until I actually start using it, but I want to track like when I get gas, so some personal expenses, kind of with some symptoms of my health issues, some relationship type things. And that's different than, you know, this is stuff I need to get done. This is more of like things that I need to work on personally. So I want to have good relationships with my husband and my children. So, you know, any type of things like that, I will kind of track in here and have some goals in here, because I don't necessarily, if I've got, you know, this one open, I don't want them to see, oh, you know, you're working on such and such with your husband, you know, whatever. So that's how this is going to be different for me. And then for the month, again, this is just going to be my overview of my specific appointments, especially related to my health. For the workout goals that I have, I will write down specifically what I want to do for each day and like the number of times per week I want to do something. You know, just yoga, anything like that. I will write down here what I want to get done and what my plan is. And again, with the cousin, this is the only one that has the year, the week, and the day. So with the month, I have again the rectangle bookmark, and then the week on this one will be my pointer. And again, with this book, this is going to be how I want my day to go and what my plan is. This is going to be more of time tracking. I can do my LM Hyperdex stamping right here on how I'm actually tracking my time, what I actually got done. I have quotes and shirts, so that's anything to do with like spirituality. If I want to read some kind of specific article, scriptures that I want to read, any quotes that are inspirational, I can write that all down in here. I like that it has the 3 little check boxes up here. So again, just kind of like my goals for how I want to spend my time or some goals that I want to do personally for that day. And then the daily pages, again, this is going to be back to the Inkwell Press hexagons. I'm going to have my personal goals here. I try to read a book a week. I have a lot of other goals that I'm working on, you know, with the Happiness Project, some Tony Robbins type things that I'm doing, you know, just inspirational type things like that. That's where my goals will go. And then because this only has 2 bookmarks, I have my pencil board here, so this is actually the Today tab, so this will be for the day. And again, I want to do something with the timeline. I'm not quite sure how to do it with this one, because I'm doing my food tracking here. Ideally, I would want to write down what time I'm eating here and then have all my symptoms and how it made me feel, but I just think this page is going to get way too big, and so that's why I'm going to use my weekly booklet for that instead. But I do want to write down here how I'm feeling, if I'm, you know, physically, emotionally, mentally, all of that, and how necessarily if the food is relating to that. I also want to do some, I do essential oils for my health, any kind of therapies, physical therapy exercises I want to be doing. Also, I like that it has some check boxes up here as well, but this page again is going to get really full. I will also be doing things like my health and beauty routine. So like if I need to buy new mascara, or I have a recipe that I want to try for something related to health and beauty or something like that, I will write that all down here. I have mentioned in the past that I have never really journaled. Not that I haven't wanted or needed to, but I've never ever wanted anybody to find or read my journals. And that has really prevented me. So whether that's good or bad, that it is what it is. but I have found a way that I'm going to be journaling. So I'm assuming this bottom section right here is going to be my journal if I need it, because we all have those days where we just hate everybody and everything, and you just need a place to write it down that's a safe place. And then once you have written it down, it's kind of therapeutic and you can let it go for the most part and just move on. So this is how I have figured out how I can do that. This is my full-size TWSBI, and it's got that awesome Noodler's Blue Ghost ink in it. So no one's gonna know if and when I ever write something down. I don't even know if I'm gonna write every single day, but it's available if I need to, this space. And you have to have a black light to read it. So I am really loving that. So that's how I'm going to be using my personal pages again. I think there's just going to be a lot of stuff to keep track of. But again, this page is not really overwhelming to me. So I really like that. So anyway, that is how I am planning on using all of these. I think this is probably the last Hobonichi video I'm going to do for a while. I will be back probably more towards the end of the year to just kind of, have everything all come together. But that's my plan. I hope that's helped you. I will talk to you guys again soon, and thank you as usual for watching. Bye-bye.